Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah if you're new here, and today I want to talk to you about some helpful tips to keep you out of the drive-thru line in busy seasons, including the holidays. A big thanks to Blue Mean for sponsoring today's video. I'm a mom of 11 and I have a very busy schedule all the time, and these are some tricks that I have found help me feed my family at home easily and quickly. This morning, actually, at our church, we had a women's event and I got to teach a workshop about meal planning, and I just thought, maybe I'll come share the same things with you guys in case some of you are needing that same assistance. Today I'm gonna give you some encouragement, some ideas, and help you accomplish your goal maybe of saving money or staying healthier or just having more family time around your table together. So let's go through these really fast. Number one, my biggest tip of all time. I think if you get nothing else from this video, I want you to remember this one thing. If you are not vegetarian, keep thawed meat in your fridge at all times. I really do think this helps the most. Sometimes you can just even come to the end of the day and you're not sure what to make. And if you have thawed meat, it helps narrow it down. Oh, I have ground beef. I know 3 things off the top of my head I could make with ground beef, and it's thawed and ready to go. It also helps you when you are maybe in your moment of weakness driving around, you've got hungry kids, and you remember, wait, I do have thawed ground beef in my fridge, so we could go home and make up some tacos very fast, or some spaghetti or whatever. Having thawed meat is critical. I used to keep a 9x13 pan right in my fridge and would just keep it full of thawed meat and always make sure it has something, several things, keep a variety in there. Nowadays, I have an actual drawer or 2 in my refrigerator that I just devote to meat. I tend to make sure it's full with several different kinds of meat, so I have some variety to choose from, and I keep a running list in my head of what's the oldest and needs to be eaten first. But I find that thawed meat can last in my fridge several days without any problem whatsoever, and it is a lifesaver. We are a busy household, and so you probably hear some noise in the background. Someone's making some dessert right now in the pantry, and there's kids all over, including friends. But we will press through. Number 2, challenge yourself and challenge your family. I love making things a challenge. So if we've been eating out a lot more than we want to, we will just be like, okay, let's challenge ourselves for this whole month or for this next 2 months to not eat out at all one time and see if we can do it. And when you get your family on board, it really helps. Years and years ago, we were going to McDonald's a lot, and it was just easier because it was the cheapest thing really, and we knew what all our kids liked there. So we get a bunch of cheeseburgers and some french fries, and the kids would share. And we didn't go all the time. We don't eat out a lot, but we would go there, and I was just kind of over it. Like, I'm a McDonald's fan myself, but we were just, it was too much. And so we just needed some variety in our lives, and we needed to eat it more at home more and not fall back to that. And we were probably doing it a couple times a month. So I told the kids, hey, let's do a challenge. My husband was on the same page easily, of not eating at McDonald's for a whole year. So when we needed some fast food for a quick thing, we had to find somewhere else. It wasn't McDonald's. The kids were totally on board. At first they were like, what? And then they got on board. They were into the challenge. So then one time we were out of town, and there were only a couple options, and I was like, Subway, I don't know what to get all of them at Subway. And I was so tempted to go into McDonald's, and the kids were like, no, we can't. We are on our year of no McDonald's. And so your kids, if you get them on board, they will help you accomplish your goal. Make it a family challenge, make it fun. I love to make things games and fun. And that was just one little example of a way I got my family on board. So when you get them on board with you, hey, let's try, see if we can make it through the month of December without eating out once or whatever it is. For you, it can really help to make it a fun challenge. There are, of course, a lot of benefits to staying out of the drive-thru line. I think it makes you healthier and it makes you wealthier because you're saving your money instead of spending it, because no matter what, eating out, at least in the States, in America, it is more expensive to eat out than eat at home. I know my friends in Singapore, I love getting together with them, and it's so crazy to me to hear that it's actually more expensive to cook at home there than to eat out. But that is not the case where we live. Definitely healthier and more affordable to eat at home. But it doesn't have to be a crock pot every night, and that is my encouragement to you. Number 3, I love to write down favorites lists. Favorites lists help me a lot. So I'll have a list sometimes on my fridge just of easy meals that I can do very fast. And that helps because really your brain will freeze. It does, it always does. At least mine does. And I'll come to the point where my kids are hungry and I'm hungry, and maybe it's like 6 and I didn't have thawed meat, even though that's rule number 1. I didn't have thawed meat, what are we doing? And I'll have, sometimes I have a list on my fridge that is like meals I can make when I have no thawed meat. So vegetarian meals that are quick and easy, meals that have meat from a can that I can make up in 10 minutes really. Different things like that. We can some of our own meats, but we also have canned chicken from the store or tuna or salmon. And so I'll have a list of things that we can just make very quick last minute. It helps me so much to have a list of those things because when my brain is drawing a blank, I can just look at that and make a quick decision. Okay, that one sounds good, let's do that. I also love to keep lists of lunches and dinners. If I'm eating a certain way, like low carb or keto or something, in seasons that I did that, I would keep a list of things that I could have for lunch, and that helped me so much just to look at that list and know what I could do. In other non-food related news, but also a great tip, is I keep getting questioned about the Blue Mean Hair Pro that I've shared before. It has this nifty little cap, but this thing is amazing for stimulating hair growth. And I've had so many of you ask me, what is that tool you use again? Remind me. So I wanted to tell you about it one more time. It is red light therapy that is great for your scalp. There's a vibration, I don't know if you can tell, and they also have a hair serum in here, which I will spray. So hopefully you can see how that mist comes out while you are massaging your scalp. So it really helps for your scalp health and stimulating new hair growth. My daughter Tori heard me talking about it in one of our videos and a couple months ago, and she told me I've been working to get my hair to grow more, so I'm gonna try it. And she has noticed a big difference in her hair. It's supposed to combat early graying. It gives extra volume and prevents breakage. You guys, my hair has looked so healthy since I started using this device. And the good news for you is that they are offering a great sale for Christmas. Last time I shared it, it was sold out. It's normally $500. Currently, it's over 60% off. I asked them for a code and they gave me one. It is Tribe, and you can use that code for 20% off on top of that 60% off already. As a bonus, they'll include a free package of that Blue Mean hair serum, but that deal is only for the first 100 people. And Blue Mean has a policy, if you see no results, you do not have to pay. My fourth tip is to spend some time online. I know I'm always trying to get offline a little more in my life, but when you can look at videos, especially I love YouTube Shorts for video ideas, or other YouTube friends on here that just love to share meal ideas. I think it really, really helps because you can get in a rut where you just need some fresh ideas, and that makes getting back in the kitchen exciting again. Sometimes as mothers or fathers, we can just be coming to the kitchen all the time to cook, and it becomes mandatory and it's no longer fun, even if it used to be fun for you. I love getting some fresh ideas, and one thing that I can really appreciate about online living, let me say, is that YouTube or Instagram, kind of the algorithm knows what you like. So for me, it's always fast, easy, cheap, healthy, those kind of things. I tend to send myself or save those videos and just kind of have a running list on my phone. I like to text myself YouTube Shorts. Then when I'm trying to figure out a new meal to do, I can look back over things that I have saved that I know most of the ingredients usually are in my pantry already, or something that I knew I would love, or things like that. And the algorithm learns what my style is and serves me those kind of meals. So use it to your advantage. Just scroll a little bit and let the internet wonders feed you up some good information. Another thing I love about watching short videos, in our household, we have kids of all ages, from young adults down to toddler, at least right now. And a lot of my kids do love to cook, so when I show them a short video, they can get really excited about it. And they can take some ownership and maybe want to make that meal themselves, which is super helpful. I also love finding long form videos that have several meal ideas in them, and I'll watch through, and often if it's someone that cooks like me or keeps the same kind of staples as I do, I can get so many ideas from one video. And then it's easy to save that and reference it later. My fifth tip is to try meal sharing with friends. So look around for friends that are in the same predicament as you, have very, very busy lives, but also like to get together with other friends. I have had many friends in my life who've tried different versions of this, where they maybe cook all different recipes in their own home. One thing that helps a lot is when the families are all similar in size and somewhat similar in dietary needs, although you can make adjustments and you can do things to help combat that if you have someone who really has different needs than others. Like for a large family joining a group of small families, maybe they could take a double or triple of the batches and count for 2 or 3 people, put 2 or 3 times the amount of funds in or whatever. Or also cook 2 or 3 times the amount of food, I don't know. There are ways to do it, but it really does help when your family sizes are a little similar and dietary needs and taste buds a little bit similar. But you can each take a soup and then exchange them, pack it up 4 friends, pack up 4 batches of that soup, meet together, exchange, have a little fun together, have a coffee date or whatever, and you go home with 4 meals or 3 extra meals from that get together. Or I've had friends who got together and actually made the food together. And that can be a little complicated with grocery lists and stuff. It also helps if all the meals are similar in price, although I've seen friends that just pool money together for it and then all take an equal share, or they realize that all their meals are gonna cost around the same amount of money, so they just prepare the meals on their own and bring them. Anyway, there are a lot of ways to skin the cat, be creative, and it's a great way to just take time in a busy season to spend time with friends, to spend time with others. Soups and casseroles work really good for that. One thing, I'm not a big freezer meal prep person because our family has never really enjoyed the textures of frozen meals, but I do find that generally when we don't cook them, so we put them together in a bag to throw in the crock pot later, or we put the casserole together but don't actually bake it, it really does help with the taste and can make it feel like it was just done. So that's our preference here, is when we work ahead like that, whether it's meal sharing with friends or cooking ahead, we just don't actually do the cooking until the day we're gonna eat it. Tip number 6 is cook once for twice. So when I was young married and we only had a few kids, I never cooked a single batch of anything. I always cooked double. I would put it aside in the freezer or even in the fridge just for another meal that week. Cooking while you have everything out and you're already dumping the ingredients in, you might as well make extra. These days, I have to cook 3 or 4 times any recipe, and baking double that is a lot. It just feels like a lot, so I don't do that so often. But the way I cook once for twice is I'll cook a big chicken, or in our case, a couple chickens, and I'll make sure there's a lot of water in that chicken so that if it's in the crock pot for 8 hours and it's half full of water or 2/3 full of water, then I'll use that water for broth later, because if it was sitting and cooking in that chicken, that's some really good broth that's gonna save me money. Maybe I will take the leftovers from after we eat that chicken and make chicken soup out of it, or make another meal out of it and save the broth for another meal yet. So I can cook once and get several things out of it. When we cook a chicken that way, one thing that can really help is just to take that chicken out of the water right before you eat it. If you're gonna have a whole chicken that first day, put it under the broiler. Put it in a pan, put it under the broiler in your oven for like 3 to 5 minutes to just get that skin kind of crispy again, and it really helps after having it in a crock pot all day or an Instant Pot or something like that. I do the same with roasts. I recently shared how we've been making a roast and then using it for another meal, or a carnivore person that's just eating meat can eat it one way and then the rest of it's used another way. You can do pulled pork. One of the ladies in our workshop this morning had several ideas with pork nachos, pulled pork sandwiches. With her large family of 7 people, she can get 3 meals out of a good sized pork roast. That's awesome, and that saves you so much time later. I also love, if I'm chopping a lot of onions, I'll just chop some extra. I'm already out there, I'm already cutting them, I'm already crying. Might as well keep chopping. Any onions I'm gonna use during that week, I can just store in the fridge. I can freeze them in small batches, and it's wonderful just dumping in some soup or other things like that. While you're doing it, do it extra to bless your future self. All right, tip number 7. If you're not a foodie, just stick to a regular Monday through Sunday schedule. This is kind of how my mom did it. I think a lot of the times when we were young, certain nights was spaghetti night, certain night was taco night or pizza night or honey mustard chicken night. We are a little more foodies here, but I could definitely see in a busy season how it helps so much to just know it's Friday night, it's pizza night. I don't have to think about it, and we're prepared for it, and we're just doing that. It also helps when your kids are asking you 1,000 times, what's for dinner tonight? Well, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Oh, Taco Tuesday. How did that come about? Because someone was just repeating the menu. You can do this for 1 week, really. Just make a menu for 1 week and repeat it. If you guys are not big foodie people in your house, or do it just for a couple weeks. For a long time, I had a whole month schedule and I just repeated it every month. And I would change some things out for summer and some things out for winter a little bit, but just repeating the same thing a lot. And that can take so much stress and time and planning off of your plate and make it much simpler for you. Tip number 8 is take 1 hour and just plan for 2 weeks. You can plan your dinners for 2 weeks. You can quickly plan breakfast, lunches, snacks, even desserts if you do desserts in your house. You can plan those very quickly. We've almost always done desserts as a weekly schedule. So Monday is a certain dessert. I'm not desserts, excuse me, what am I saying? My kids wish. We do desserts, but not regularly. We've done breakfast, like Monday is oatmeal, and Tuesday is eggs, and Wednesday is granola, and we just repeat that over and over. So for lunches and breakfast, you can make it very simple that way, but if you plan just for a couple weeks and then go shopping and get it done, you will stay out of the stores, which will save you a lot of money. It will save you a lot of time, and there's nothing like when you're a busy mom or a busy dad and you are in charge of dinner, there's nothing like knowing that you have a plan, even if it's very basic, and you have all the food in your house for that plan. Talk about making it easier to just come home and eat at home, especially when you have meat thawed in that freezer. Sorry to point my finger at you. That was how I planned for many, many years, up until very recently. But tip number 9 is work toward a well-stocked pantry. That's what I've done the last 4 years, and it really has changed the way I meal plan, because now I stock the things that I use on a regular basis, so I don't really need to meal plan. I can just kind of go with whatever sounds good. Back in the day, when I meal planned the 1 month or 2 weeks at a time, it was very, very rare. I would say almost never did I follow that meal plan exactly. I would look and say, oh, next Tuesday we're gonna have that, but that sounds good for tonight. I'm doing that tonight. And I would move things around. Well, now I just basically do that every single day. What do I feel like? What do I feel like making? What do I have time to make? What sounds good? And we have a well-stocked pantry of the ingredients that we need for most of those meals. And so when I shop, I just buy all of those regular items. And over the last 4 years, every time I needed something, I would buy as much extra that I could afford until I had a well-stocked pantry of the things that we eat regularly. Now I can just look at my pantry and decide what to eat, and we have the ingredients there, and it is a wonderful blessing. So you can slowly work toward that, and it will just take a lot of headache out of your life. It also helps to have a list of those meals, because sometimes you can look at that well-stocked pantry and think, what do I even make with these things? Make your list. Then you look at your list and say, ooh, I can make that. I can make curry out of these ingredients that I have over here that I keep all the time. If that doesn't sound good, let's do Mexican night and let's see, what could we make that's different? It's a lot more fun. By having a well-stocked pantry, you have planned well without planning. Does that make sense? Number 10, make eating out a special occasion again. My husband and I have realized recently that we hardly are ever going out anymore, which is nice. We still go out here and there, but it's been mostly for special occasions, and that's made it way more fun. I don't know about you, but probably a lot of you were like me and you only ate out more on special occasions when you were younger and when you were a kid growing up. And I think our culture has just changed a lot, where eating out has become part of our weekly norm for a lot of our culture. And that's just how it is, but I'll tell you, there is something really nice about saving restaurants for special occasions. For one, you can maybe save up a little more money so you don't have to do fast food, and you could sit down at a restaurant. Mexican restaurants are some of our favorites because they're still generally very good prices, and a couple of them that we have near us can seat a lot of people, and that's kind of our favorite sit-down restaurant when we're all going together. But when we're saving restaurants for birthdays or special occasions like that, it's just much more special for everybody involved, and I have loved that. So make it a special occasion again. It also means that you're eating at home more, maybe around your table more, and that, little by little, day by day, that mundane is where memories are built, and that's what your kids will really remember, is all that time around your table at home together. Home is a special place, and it helps home be more special when kids remember just having food around the table together. It doesn't have to be the most fancy thing ever, but it can still be so special when it's day by day by day. This also saves your health and it saves your wallet. Something that stood out to me so much is that for all time, up until modern time, we have, as a people, taken time for food. In fact, I believe that God created us, and the way He made us is that we had to take time for food. We had to stoke a fire to cook the stuff, and it's gonna take a long time. Why did He make it that food takes so much of our lives just to even prepare? And now we've become so efficient, and we're always looking for the quickest and easiest way. And I felt convicted myself because I'm always looking for quick. I told you, quick, easy, cheap, and healthy. I was challenged that it is okay to spend time on food. We were created that way for a reason, and food brings people together. So it's okay to let some other things go because it takes time to have dinner together every night. It's okay for some nights of the week to just spend time cooking and teaching your kids to cook and cooking alongside with them, even if it takes longer. And just spending time on food is okay. It's not bad. In some ways, our culture has made it bad to spend time on anything. And do we have more time in our lives? Not really. We are busier than ever. So why not just cut some things out just to spend some time on food? It's okay. And you might really enjoy it. It might just slow your life down just a little bit in a good way. I have a bonus tip for you. Tip number 11 is to give yourself all the grace. If none of this works out, it's okay. You're just trying your best. We are all out here trying our best. I think it's great to just know that some days it is not gonna work out. I used to always buy emergency pizzas, and they were just frozen pizzas. We kept in the freezer because you never know on those crazy nights where it all goes south. You have emergency pizza. It's okay to have some boxes of macaroni and cheese, or one thing we've noticed is saves so much money, but it's still a huge shortcut for us that we do once in a while, is we'll just go through Sam's Club and get 2 rotisserie chickens, or $5 each, and a few bags of salad. And we can spend $15 to $20 on those. My kids love the Caesar salad bags. Grab that stuff, bring it home, and $15 to $20 is way cheaper than our family could eat out at any fast food. It's still a huge shortcut for us. Does it cost more money than cooking at home? Yes, certainly. But sometimes you just need some easy, quick fixes. We have a couple things like that we noticed are still much cheaper than eating out, much healthier, and they're a good fallback, an emergency plan, if you would. So have some emergency plans. Just know, even when you're planning, know some nights are probably gonna be leftovers, and some nights you're gonna need an emergency. Have a plan for that. But yeah, keep meat thawed. Guys, in the next video, I am going to show you some quick, easy meals. I have a beef meal, a pork meal, a fish meal, a chicken meal, and a vegetarian meal that we've been doing lately that are so easy and tasty and fast, and my kids have even been helping me make them. That's how easy they are. I want to share those with you, hopefully in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great Christmas season. Don't forget to check out the Blue Mean. Use code TRIBE. Try to be one of those first 100 people. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Please, by the way, please share your tips for making it through busy seasons, making sure dinner gets on the table, and staying out of the drive-thru. Talk to you later. Bye.